day to you, and welcome to the Fear to Freedom Project. I am Deborah. I'm your host of this amazing channel, and guess what today is? It is day 12 of my Level Up Challenge. I'm so glad that you are joining me today. If you are new for the first time, welcome to my channel. And if you are a returning champion, thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can even leave me a comment. Tell me if this information is resonating with you, and also just to cheer me on because I'm on the 12th step. That's how I look at it. I am ascending. This is a level up challenge. And so I am going all the way to day 31. That means I got to get to the 31st step. And so I'm going up. I'm leveling up this year, y'all. I am leveling up. It's 2025. It's so many things that I want to do. I want to experience that is in my experience that's all around me. All of the energies are just like swirling all around me, and I really want to take advantage of that. So I challenged myself. I challenged myself because I saw my coach on a YouTube channel, and she was talking about leveling up. Take 31 days to challenge yourself to do whatever it is that you want to do, to put that energy in motion. So here I am. And you could go back, if you're new to the channel, go back and look at some of the interviews that I've done. I've been on the channel, but talking about yourself is something different. Putting your magic out there is something different because, especially if you're dealing with a lot of imposter syndrome, shame, doubt, fear, all of the things that I have been working on. I tell you, I am at the Goddess Manifesting Retreat up in Boone, North Carolina, and it is nothing short of miraculous what is happening here. And I know I'm supposed to be here because I came up this mountain on a snow blizzard, during a snow blizzard. And listen, Bella made it. I mean, I could feel the push of my ancestors behind that car pushing me up the hill. The back wheels were spinning. I would stop, and then that front wheel drive kind of inched me up there. I probably took about 20, 25 minutes to go point two tenths of a mile. It was fun though. I wasn't by myself. My daughter called me and my girlfriend and cheered us on. I didn't know that. Yeah, she just called and said, "Hey, you're almost there. Keep going, keep going." And so I just appreciate her, and I appreciate everything that's going on in my life. Thank you to everyone that's calling and like cheering me on. I know everybody doesn't watch YouTube, and that's fine. It doesn't matter. So if this video has found you, it's because you're supposed to be here. Today we're talking about shame. I'm going to talk about shame a little bit, because I struggled with that. And where does shame come from? Guys, shame comes from experiences that have happened in your life, and probably when you were a kid. That's when mine came. Everything starts at that foundation whenever you're a little person. And so, yeah, I've been dealing with shame pretty much all of my life. And now that I am actually doing the work, well, I've been doing the work. I really have. But it's something whenever you kind of go within, though. I was doing the work, but through therapy, and I made a lots of progress, but I did not get to the point of restoration and actually like releasing things until the spiritual awakening, until I started to go within myself, not without. All of the answers are like they're inside of you. And it could be very scary to go inside of yourself and to kind of deal with all of the stuff, all of the garbage that's in there. And just remember, I think I talked about it yesterday. You're not a trash receptacle. And because I have been carrying the shame of of the perpetrators, right? Of sexual abuse and sexual tampering with as a kid, I've been carrying their bags. I'm not carrying their bags anymore. I don't have to be ashamed because I didn't do anything wrong. I am shameless and I am blameless. And if something like that has happened to you as a child, as a little boy or a little girl, you are shameless and you are blameless, and you can drop the bags. You understand? This is not your luggage to carry. You don't have to carry around shame or guilt because you didn't do anything wrong. How could I have done something wrong when I was a little girl? I was just a little girl. So, and it doesn't matter if I was old enough to tell because I was, but I didn't. And so I have carried that shame. And I really felt like, honestly, I felt like all of the time in therapy that, I just felt like, I don't know, like it was just trauma. It was really a lot of work to go to therapy and go through every hour. You have to deal with that, once a week, and you bring up all of this stuff, and then you go home and it takes you, all of this time to integrate and debrief, and you got all of these emotions that come up, and then they are up, and then now what? Now what? So I just really am happy for me and I am proud of myself. And if you are working and doing the work, I'm proud of you too. You can do this. You got this. Don't you give up. You don't have to carry shame for anyone. Remember, that is carrying someone else's bags. And we're dropping bags off. Yeah, we're not I did some releasing. I'm telling you, I released it and you can too. There are different rituals and there are different practices that you can use to release the shame that you have carried around, guilt that you have carried around for someone else's mess, someone else's stuff. Yeah. So I feel good about that. And I just wanted to tell someone you don't have to be ashamed anymore. Yeah, work on that. You can. And definitely, like, if you need some tips or anything like that, there's an email in my show notes. Email me. I will give you tips and follow. I'm going to be doing a virtual fear roundtable. We're going to be talking about fear, how to release it, and that's coming up. It's going to be coming up after I get through this challenge. I can't do anything until I finish and I get to the 31st step. Okay, so I'm ascending. I'm going here. I'm following my true north. Yeah, my true potential is there. And so I'm following my true north. I'm getting there. So you can get there too. And I'm going to read to you something from one of the practitioners. She's an Akashic reader and psychic channeler or Akashic reader. And her name is Lorraine Butterfield. She is an amazing practitioner. So if you want to follow her, just follow her, Lorraine Butterfield. And I get her newsletter. So I wanted to read to you, what's on her newsletter because we're in a full moon. And the full moon is in Cancer. It's going to be coming today. And it represents a time of heightened emotions, but also heightened intuition. And she says this moon is highlighting where you feel safe, secure, and grounded, particularly around family and home. So you may be drawn to do different things around your home, such as cooking or gardening, or even changing up your decor in your home. That's what's going on. It's also a time for you to honor your emotions. Honor your emotions, as Cancer is a water sign and water is all about the emotions. I know that one. So it's time for you to make sure your emotional needs are met and express those needs. All right, let people know what you need. It's okay. We expend, especially when it comes to our family, our home, our work, we just put so much energy into everything. And I'm talking to my goddess sisters out there. Like, as women, we are nurturers, naturally nurturers, and want to take care of everyone and make sure everyone is safe. And are you safe? Are you are you nursing your emotions? And that's what's more important, for me to take care of your own self. So it's a season of structure and of planning. And so I just thought that I would share that with you. I thought that I would read that because that's something that's, significant. And so, and going back to shame, like, where does that come from? And so if you were ever like ostracized, just think about, I worked in the school system, and there, sometimes, yeah, adults can be mean. What we say to someone, if you're telling a kid, okay, you don't belong here, or you're isolating a kid and separating them from the rest of the group, that used to happen. That's called putting a kid on an island. And are you on an island? No, we're loved and supported by everyone. So, that can produce feelings of shame and guilt and unworthiness. Like you don't feel like you're a part of the group. Why? Because there's something different about you. Because maybe you react differently. Maybe the child has a little bit more energy than anyone else. Yeah, we can't. That's what happens. That's where that shame comes in. That's where if you've ever been abused sexually as a little girl or a little boy, you are dealing with some shame. You are. And shame comes in all types of forms, but I just know that one very intimately because I had to deal with it. Yeah. And so, if you've been violated in any way, if you've been told that you're not good enough, that you are, yeah, you're separate, you're special. If you've been told, like, I've heard this, you got to listen. Like, I've heard this back, I've heard some people have experiences with, like, a little girl being um, molested, raped, and then the adult will say, like, we're not gonna, let's just keep it quiet, or, you were being too fast. Are you kidding me? That person has issues, but that's where shame comes from. Yeah, I would feel ashamed too as a little girl or a little boy. What are you thinking? You're hiding. You're taught to hide what you felt is not important for someone to violate you. That wasn't important enough for an adult to take care of. So I just didn't tell. Yeah, I knew my parents would take care of stuff. That's probably why I was afraid to tell. So, if you're dealing with shame today, I'm just telling you that I honor you, I love you, and that you can put down the bags of your oppressor and your persecutor or your perpetrator. You can put down those bags. Don't you carry bags of shame around for anyone. That shame belongs to the person that did that. And so, yeah, let them have it. And there are ways to release it. We did kind of wrote it down. I was awakened in at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I could not get the images of that out of my head. And I have been telling myself that it was my fault because I didn't tell. And I can see myself as a little girl trying to run away, like just being a little confused. And yeah, and it was family. So I'm like, I just was awakened and I started seeing all of those images again, and I could not get it out of my head. I was just trying to get it out of my head. Like, I just got up and started doing things, and it didn't go away. And when I got to the session, here, it was about releasing. And, there was conversation about, of course, maybe, I mean, how many little girls or little boys are being touched inappropriately, raped? How many? And so it's lots of us. And that was what came up yesterday. And I just really had to release it. And I released it. I was in a safe place to release it. And, you know, it's funny because after all of that was over, and we went and got lunch and did everything, and I remember walking back into our retreat room, and I thought, healing is so good. What? I have never even said anything like that before. But because I released it, I am releasing the shame. You know, it is gone. And one of my goddess sisters told me, like, you are carrying someone else's bags and you can put them down. That's why I'm telling you. We have to pass the information on, right? Whatever I learn, I'm giving to the world. I'm doing it on this channel too. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to tell, I'm going to show up, and and there's other ways that I am going to give information. I mean, trust me, I'm going to be the most sought after fear release practitioner and shame release practitioner ever, because I was just one of the best social workers ever. I mean, I came here to help people. This is a soul group I now know that I chose, right? So, yeah, Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you today about shame, releasing that. If something like that has taken place and you're carrying shame or guilt, fear, you are suffering from the imposter syndrome. You playing small. Yeah, you hiding. You're hiding. That's what I was doing. And if you have a lot of shame, if you got some intimacy issues, it's probably kind of centered around shame, right? Think about it, intimacy. Yeah. Where was that violation taking place? Where were you taught how to not be intimate? You know? And so I'm glad. I'm thankful for me. I'm thankful for release ceremonies. I'm thankful for all of the goddesses. Oh, that's my alarm. It's time for me to get going. Yes, early day. I'm heading down the mountain. Thank God we got sun coming out, and they really plow up here at the Art of Retreat Center. And I'm just going to say something. I am in the middle of the ancestral guru, the empowerment and intuition guru, Abiola Abrams. And then on the other side of me is a top Australian psychic, Ari, who channels Elohim. So I'm in between all of this angelic energy and all of these spirits are here. I know I'm like sandwiched in between these two. So that's a treat for me. I didn't even know, but when I thought about it, I was like, man, I got all these ancestors and angelic beings around me. I'm sandwiched in between of them. So that's something fun for me. I'm just proud of myself and I'm happy for me. I really am because I have been struggling. When I say struggling, I have been struggling with shame, doubt, suicidal ideation. I didn't want to be here. And I started like when I was 14 thinking about not being here. And that was, it was as a child close to the time that I suffered those violations. So, yeah, it's been a long time coming. So, of course, I am happy that I'm on the 12th step and I'm going to the 31st step, okay? 31 days of leveling up for myself. Excuse me. I am thankful that you are here. Thank you for listening to me, for following me. I love you. I do. If you're out there and you don't think that you're loved, you are loved and supported, and I love you, and you got this. You can do this. Drop the bags. We're releasing shame, doubt, guilt, fear, imposter syndrome. We're releasing every bag that is not ours. We don't have to carry them anymore. So that's my time. Peace and love. I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time.